everyone. Welcome back to another episode of The Art of Talking. My name is Joshua.
My name is John.
I'm Brandon.
And I'm Manuel Serna.
Thanks for
Hello.
coming on
Yeah,
today.
thank you.
Of course, thank you for having me.
Well, let's just get straight into it. Can you tell us a little bit more about yourself and your student life prior to joining Union Bank?
So I'm actually class of 2018. I was part of the Union Bank internship. I got the opportunity after high school to pursue a career with Union Bank. And I'm currently juggling a full-time job with Union Bank and attending college.
Okay. Speaking about the Union Bank, can you tell us how long you've been involved with that program?
Of course. So ever since senior year of high school until now, it's a little over 3 years.
Oh, okay.
So when I was a senior in high school, I was part of the internship. It's more hands-on experience, getting accustomed to speaking to customers. But after that, I decided to pursue a part-time job with Union Bank. And I just worked my way up, learned as I went through, and I received the opportunity to come back and be on campus in order to help or give back to my community.
When you were in school, did anyone introduce you to the internship program?
As I recall, I did not formally get introduced. The way I heard about it was through some friends. I remember being in Ludin's class, and a couple of my friends were talking about it. They were discussing about this program, how to deal with numbers in banking. And personally for me, I love dealing with numbers. It's just easy to me. They're universal. So I just started to ask questions, and I proceeded to apply.
You know how you said you work at the bank. What are the benefits of working at the Union Bank?
So as a senior in high school, one of the benefits is it's an opportunity, right? It opens one of your doors that you can possibly pursue in the future. It just gives you some type of experience or something to add on to your resume. But definitely skills that you learn in the program definitely can be applied to different fields, different concepts.
Did you always think you were going to be a bank teller or be someone else that has to deal with numbers?
Yeah, I had no idea. I didn't even know banking was a thing until I heard about this internship, right? And I kind of just took part of it just to, go through the experience, the internship. But as I approached the end of my high school year, I started to really think okay, then what does Manuel want to do? And something that came up to mind was banking. I felt like it was smooth to me. It came easy to me since I love dealing with numbers. And honestly, at the time, I kind of was struggling, figuring out what I wanted to do. And to me, I knew I wanted money. I wanted to make money, right? So what really interests me was learning the ins and outs of money and how money works, how you can leverage your money. So that's kind of like the route I pursued. But little by little, I started to figure things out.
So talking about, so you said you didn't have an idea of what you wanted to do after high school. Could that sort of, I guess, inspire other students who are right now in the program or juniors who are interested in joining the program?
Yeah, definitely. Even if you're unsure or at the end of the program, you don't want to pursue the banking industry, it's definitely an area that you covered, right? You know that's not something you want to pursue. So what I mean by you can apply some of the concepts, some of the skills you learn in this program is you can apply them to different fields, right? You'll never know whether banking is for you if you don't try it. So I would say it's a win-win situation. Not only do you get the experience, you learn some skills, but you get to learn a little bit more about yourself.
And how can one join this program? What are the requirements?
So the internship is for seniors only. So what usually takes process is at the end of the school year, we start taking applications from incoming seniors. So right now it would be juniors. And the requirements to apply would be filling out an application, 2 letters of recommendation, a resume, and a transcript of your attendance, and an official transcript from the attendance office.
Speaking about like the whole bank, how does one open a bank account at the Union Bank?
So we offer 2 accounts for students. We have a teen savings and a teen access, which is the checking account. For the savings, a student can open it on their own. There's a minimum deposit of $1. They need their social security number and a minimum deposit of $1. For the social security number, they just got to bring the number, or they got to know the number. They don't necessarily need to bring the card, because sometimes we can lose those things and it could be a lot of trouble. For the checking, we need the same requirements. However, there is a minimum deposit of $25. And the difference between the checking and savings is that we do require an adult of 18 years or older to sign along with the student to open the account. And that adult also needs identification and their social security number. The difference between the checking and the savings is that on the checking, you get a debit card. This debit card, you're able to use it to make purchases online or in person. And with the savings, you do get an ATM card, but you're only able to utilize it in branch or in ATMs to either withdraw or deposit.
Okay. Interesting.
Yeah. Speaking of that one, is there many Union Bank branches outside of the school?
So there's not many as like BOA or Chase, but nearby, the most closest ones would be in Puente Hills and Montebello. Montebello is actually where I came from. I used to work in that branch. So it's not that far, but definitely it's not as convenient as, BOA and Chase.
Yeah.
But something we like to encourage students is to, have options. It's not always recommended to have only one bank, right? Because let's say there's an issue with your card, the card for some reason it's blocked. If you have another bank, you're able to go and utilize that bank, right? So having more than one bank, you can have Union Bank, Chase, BOA, and that way you have more options to work with.
Yeah, because I've never really seen another
Yeah.
Union Bank
Yeah.
besides this one.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I know it's only kind of when I'm out and about and I see a Union Bank, like, oh look, Union Bank, because it's not as common, but soon actually we're being converted to U.S. Bank. So U.S. Bank is getting bought out by Union Bank. Union Bank is being bought out by U.S. Bank.
Okay.
So essentially, if you were to ask yourselves, what's the nearby U.S. Bank, it's pretty much more than Union Bank, right? So you'll definitely see more locations of U.S. Bank, and that's hopefully that makes that issue a little bit better.
So when you finished your internship here and you graduated, did you automatically transfer to a Union Bank branch?
No, so the way it works, it's like a traditional job, right? Because I was in the internship, I did receive some type of help from my manager to get that first step in. But definitely, I still had to go through that applying procedure, the interview process. So after high school, one of the things I focused with was getting customer experience. So what I did is after high school, I worked for McDonald's for about 2 to 3 months. And that kind of got me the experience. McDonald's, when we're talking about fast food, you learn how to work fast, you learn how to talk to customers. McDonald's has customers that are little. And you get to understand that, right? You learn how to read them. And then after that, the position opened up in Montebello, and that's when I just decided to pursue. And with the help of my managers, with the help of me being in the internship, it did help me land that opportunity.
So you're working full-time at the Montebello branch?
At the time I'm Montebello, I work part-time.
Oh.
Because at the time I was enrolled in full-time college or full-time student. I'm still a full-time student, but at the time I was, I'm a fairly new college student, new to the working field. So to my capability, I balance a part-time job at Union Bank and while being a full-time student.
How would you rate your whole experience working as a bank teller?
It's something I wouldn't change. I really enjoyed it. As a 18-year-old to 21-year-old, there's not many opportunities like these. I have a lot of friends that work for Amazon, McDonald's, fast food chains, or warehouse. And if I were to compare the job compared to my job, I wouldn't say it's a lot better, right? Because you learn a lot of different skills, different capabilities in different areas. But it's definitely one where you can leverage your skills, right? Not only do you get to learn about numbers and customers, but you really get to understand the ins and outs of like the financial system and how, you know, money works in the real world and how you can use it for your own advantage. So I would definitely rate it. You know, I would not change a thing. Not to mention in the summer when it gets hot, you're working in a building, you have AC.
Okay.
So it's pretty good.
So this, I guess, can serve as sort of inspiration for other students then.
I sure hope. That's my goal is to either give back to my community or inspire them. That's kind of my story, but definitely you can always replicate it or change it up as you go. I have many friends or previous interns that decided to pursue the same route. However, their story is a little different. But it varies from the person or the individual.
And when you're here at the Mountain View branch, do you also like guide the interns currently to try to get them, I guess, the same opportunities that you did?
Definitely. I share my story. I give them the ins and outs, what I would have done differently. But definitely guiding them on the transition from high school to college or the transition from high school to the working field. I definitely try and guide them on what I learned and for their own good.
Well, to wrap this up, is there anything else that you would want to say to like everybody?
Anything we didn't ask?
Yeah, anything that we didn't ask, we didn't cover.
I'm class of 2018. I'm you guys. As far as I can think, no. But since we are wrapping things up, one thing I do want to leave you guys with is not only for you guys but for the people watching. Opportunities like these don't come every day, right? And for me, I always tell my interns, if you really want something or you want to pursue something, you really got to look for the opportunities. And as we mentioned earlier, Mountain View High School is one of now 6 schools that has a bank on campus. It's an opportunity you guys can't pass on, right? If you like dealing with numbers, who doesn't like cash, who doesn't like money, it's a skill that won't do you wrong, right? This skill you can apply in the real world. 30, 40 years from now, you'll still have these skill sets. So it's definitely an opportunity to take advantage of. And if not, there's always more opportunities. But definitely Union Bank internship is an opportunity I took advantage of. And I'm proud that I took fully advantage of it.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for coming on.
For being here.
Thank you guys so much for watching. We hope you enjoyed. If there's anyone that you would recommend to come on the podcast, you can leave it down in the comments under this video. And I've been John.
I'm Joshua.
I'm Brandon.
And I'm Manuel.
Bye.